Hello, you guys. This is Invite the Light. I am coming to you tonight with a reading for Selena Gomez and Justin Bieber. I know you guys. Sorry, this music is really loud. Give me 1 second. I know you guys. Quite a few of you wrote to me. Quite a few of you wrote to me asking me to do this reading, and honestly, I could feel the frantic energy. So I'm just going to try to get to that now. But first, I want to ask everyone as they come in that we, first of all, remember that these three individuals in this sort of situation, let's say, are people with real lives, and this is their life. And I don't want to say consequence, but every decision made by them and everything put out in the energy field from all of us and thoughts and emotions like that can also affect them. So remember that. So I just want to invite everybody to just take a deep breath in and just release, and then let's just focus on having pure white light, cleansing, clearing, healing light for all parties involved there. And that trusting also that things will happen in divine order and in divine timing. Okay, let's just take another deep breath in and release. And let's just come present to the moment. Again, remembering that these people are each individuals, and at the end of the day, they're each human beings, and each one of them are dealing with a lot here. So I'm going to break off first by starting off with Haley. I'm still in comment mode. I haven't done reading yet because I want to make sure everybody's energy is kind of clear before I start into the reading. I've heard that Haley has received some death threats as well. And guys, you have to remember that she is a person. Maybe she's made a couple of mistakes. Maybe you haven't liked the way she proceeded in the relationship. Maybe you just don't like those two being together. But at the end of the day, this is still a human being and a person. And, she's also a very young girl. So try to remember that as well. And also remember that at this time, even Selena, if she gets wind of that, she doesn't need that kind of energy or extra energy on her hands, she doesn't need to know that people are giving this woman death threats or anything like that. I don't want to speak for Selena in that way, but I'm just saying this is something that doesn't necessarily help her health, okay? If there's anybody in the chat room, I kind of can't tell right now, but if you are, can you tell me if you can hear my voice? So I'm going to get started. Already some things came out. I've learned to trust the cards even when they come up this fast, although I kind of don't like when they do. I feel like Justin is... we know that he kind of went off to himself today. I just saw a report that he was in church. I do feel he still, obviously, as we know, still holds a torch for Selena. I feel like he's secretly checking on her. I also feel this page of air actually represents Haley as well. But I do feel like Justin is emotionally isolated right now, and definitely emotionally isolated from Haley. This card is facing me in the mirror here, and this is the Empress card. So I do kind of feel at the end of the day that Selena is going to pull through. At the least, I said I wasn't going to do that. I actually said I wasn't going to do that because I don't want anybody's emotions involved in this. So strike what I said, you guys, okay? This Empress is standing here, and this is a very strong and creative woman. Haley tends to come up as the Page of Air for me, so that's kind of a younger energy. It's definitely sort of, it's like somebody who is on the defense a little bit. So she's the type of person who's in the mode of checking Selena's, like Instagram and stuff like that to make sure, and checking Justin's phone to make sure, like when he's asleep, trying to get the code and get in there. She's like that type of person, or looking over his shoulder, or making sure that she's like with him 24/7 so that he can't like have a moment to even think about texting someone else, even if he wanted to. And I think what drives that is that there's a part of him that she can't reach. There's just a part of him. I saw that in another reading before, but particularly right now, I do think he is a bit emotional, and I do think that his feelings for Haley are definitely amplifying the fact that, to me, in my opinion, from what I see here in the cards, and do remember, by the way, guys, don't curse me out because I have to keep making sidebar comments here. Sorry. Um, Remember that the cards are for entertainment purposes only. Okay, I know you guys really love Justin. I know you really love Selena, and I know there are people who care about Haley maybe watching this video too. So just remember the cards are for entertainment purposes only. And then what we do is there's so much free will, and there's so many layers of thought and energy patterns that people go through. So the cards could be just reading something that's going on now, and somebody could be processing emotions and come to another conclusion and then have different energy. So just be aware of that as well, that sometimes things do change. But in any case, so how I believe Justin is seeing Selena overall is like, this is a divine feminine. This is the mother, the wife. Okay. This also does represent a woman who is pregnant, and I will try to clarify that as well. But as we were talking about Justin in regards to Selena, I believe this is Selena. Okay, let me just get on and go see what's going on. What is this Page of Air? Because this represents Haley, Haley's energy. This card wants to come out, the Eight of Earth. I feel like she is like hyper focused on this relationship, on him, everything from her waking moment to her sleeping moment is just like purely focused on him. And sorry, but not necessarily his well-being. It's kind of like, it's not that she doesn't care about him, but it's just this whole thing of being in a relationship with him and having those, it's weird because I feel like she kind of looks at him, I don't want to say as like a piece of meat, but she does care about him. But at the same time, it's about having not Justin Bieber, whomever Justin is inside, but just kind of having Justin Bieber, the cute face, and whatever, the whole shebang around him and how much he's wanted. I don't think she thinks about these things consciously, but I feel like she'll stumble upon that realization, so everything is, yeah. I mean, I feel like she spends sort of like her whole day with just thinking about him. I feel like she's definitely wanting to build a family. She's definitely family oriented, according to the cards here. She's looking to, I think, kind of start a business, start a life with him for sure. But she's the only one in the picture here. I don't really see all of that. I mean, he's kind of into her, but it's kind of very much so something small. I told you guys before that I just think that there's a level of confusion there. There's a level of him finding respite in her. from Selena. There's a really deep connection with Selena. Let me see what's going on here. I feel like with the King of Air, big time that Justin has shut her out. I definitely think that his passion has been ignited for Selena. I feel like he knows this is a destined relationship, and the fact that she is so sick right now has caused this to come into really big context. Um, I know that he's looking at the fact that he just got married, but also I feel like he's looking at the fact about what's fair for him, what's fair for his life, and what is really true about his life, what is really just. And justice is also truth. So what's the truth in this situation? Which I really think is that he'd prefer to kind of have worked this out with Selena. So right now, I think he also kind of resents the fact that there's something there with Haley that is just synthetic. I think to a certain extent, it's not that she's like phony or anything, but again, I don't think she sees him as a person. I do think that he and Selena have a true, really serious, authentic connection. I think with Haley, it's a lot of attraction, a lot of sexual attraction, a lot of you know attraction to the fact that he's Justin Bieber, and it's exciting to her to be with him, and be able to attain somebody like that. Like that's what I think she's in love with to a certain extent as well. Um, I feel like the situation with Justin, it seems very Justin focused. I haven't gotten to Selena yet, but he feels like really, really overburdened. I feel like he's kind of considering at least playing with this in his mind that he may be ending something, or he's trying to figure out. Hold on one second. I feel like he's super conflicted only because right now he's definitely married. If he were just not married and just in a general relationship with this girl, he would just I think phase out the relationship, or just, let's say, dumb it down so that he could invest more time with Selena and just date and work on a partnership with her and let it kind of strengthen before like really just dumping Haley, let's say. But now that he's like in a marriage, I think he's just feels like his hands are tied. It's very overwhelming. He is kind of playing with the idea of leaving, I think, but he's also concerned about how it will look in the public eye. He definitely also doesn't want to hurt Haley or anything, or let down her family, who seems to be a little bit involved as well, or a lot of it. But there's a lot of conflict within Justin. There's a ton of conflict within him regarding this love. Okay. I want to ask what this sun card is, Hold on a second here. I just want to get a clarifier here. Let's see what's going on. This is wild because I feel like well, he just actually got married or whatever, but I feel like he still feels like a single person who's a bit alone. Yes, he has this family aspect around him, and he has a certain level of support, and he has, I hate to say it, like a materialism, like a warm body, and somebody's there, a warm hand to walk around all day, because they just really do seem like they are absolutely attached at the hip. Um, but as of today, he moved off alone. So, like I said, you know, I just feel like it puts Haley kind of in a place that's sort of synthetic offering that's a little limited for him. Um, there is this thing of new love though, and I just wonder, I feel like He's also looking at the sanctity of his connection with Selena, and mm, he might be considering spending a lot more time alone right now, and really focusing on himself. This is very similar, kind of obviously, to the effect of Ariana Grande and the situation with Mac Miller in the reading that I did. You know, the fact that things, when people get like really ill, or if they pass away or something like that, God forbid, um, that it just really puts things in perspective. And I feel like that's what's kind of going on here. Now, let me just ask, what is this Ace of Water about? I think it's already asking. Yeah, it put there's a relationship here. There's a partnership, a strong one. Six of Pentacles. I kind of feel like this card is actually representing it normally doesn't, but I have mistaken it for another card, the Six of Water, for a second. So I do believe that this represents the relationship that he has with Selena, and with the Ace of Earth here, this is something that was really long cultivated. So um, I do believe that there's a bit of a renewal in love for them. I'm not sure exactly if this will result in them getting back together, but it will be a new level of respect. Um, and a new level of priority for the both of them. And I think it's important for him to work on a friendship. I'm wondering what he's going to do about his marriage to this girl. Is he gonna like get it annulled or something? Let's see. What is he gonna do about his marriage with Haley? Or his marriage status? I feel like with the King of Water, there's a lot of emotions going on right now. So I don't think he's come to a clear decision of anything. He is absolutely exhausted, you guys. Justin is absolutely worn out and exhausted. He's also just super emotional. It's almost like he's mirroring Selena's existence, excuse me, her sickness or her affliction. I feel like he's like a little bit stuck and alone. I feel like, where is his mother, you guys? Where's his mom? You know, I feel like his mom, I just asked a quick question. His mom has been like a real disappointment. Not really much of support on any real level. She does care about him though, but I feel like she has a level of immaturity and over emotional ability, if that's a word, herself. So let me see what else is going on. So he's kind of on his own. He's learning how to handle situations on his own, but he's still so young and he's so new to all of this. And God, I really kind of feel sorry for these people. It's almost like could draw out tears to a certain extent. Um, yeah, I feel like there's just some kind of detachment from his family, you know? Like, I feel like there's just like no help, no real reach out. I feel like he feels very detached. Um, he's kind of lost his way, like looking at the cards. I mean, we kind of know that. I mean, he's just dislocated, you know what I mean? Like dislocated. I feel like even though he has the father clearly and his mom, like they're not anybody that he truly feels that he could totally fall back on. Um, you know, wow. All right, so let me just see. What is he? I don't think he's made a decision about this marriage, but this whole thing, there's like this firestorm of emotion, and there's this need for him to ground, but I don't know that he really knows how to do that. Like, really just figure out what is it I want, and can I work, all right, how do I work this out? This also may be actually Selena's family. I remember that they had some kind of issues with him as well, and I think they look at him as kind of immature and weird, but not on her level. No disrespect to him, but I think that's kind of how they look at it. I think they have problems with him having some form of drug use or addiction or something like that. And I feel like her family, she seems to be quite close to. Yeah, here she comes out again. I believe this is representing her. This also could represent a woman who is pregnant. So, actually, I don't think that it's that. Um, Based on my reading the other day, I'm just getting like this hit the other day. This card came out as well. And I thought at the end of it, it might represent Haley possibly being pregnant. And it came out, and I was like, this is so weird in the narrative now. It's taking a spin. So, what I realized is actually representing Selena. And Selena looks quite powerful. Look at her compared to Justin. You know, they do love each other, but look at who this person is. A tremendous amount of strength, creativity, focus, maturity. And she's young, you know, I'm not saying that she's fully mature. And then there's Justin, who also, you know, they attract each other. So he also must have a lot of amazing qualities as well, obviously. But he's like, his development has been arrested, you know? Haven't been seen by the cute little, you know, seen as the cute little boy or whatever, and never really clearly having his needs truly met. Hold on one second. Let me see what's going on. I do think that Justin and Selena do have a connection that can't be denied, a deep one. If you haven't seen my video the other day, you can see that one and know what I think on their connection. It's really deep. I mean, and like I said, what I saw the other day is that he enjoys Haley. He does have feelings for her, but she's more like oxygen for him right now. And just a really big coping mechanism. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her. And I'm just saying, like, you know, that's his way of, wow. Past life relationship. I feel like, okay, he's had this past life relationship with Selena that came up the other day, but I do feel like he is definitely trapped. I feel like he's, you know, this is also him needing to get over his own mental barriers, his own inner barriers. And that may have been the core of the problem with him even really connecting with her 100% as well. His inconsistencies, you know, within himself emotionally. So I think that was always a problem with them connecting. But it seems to me that he actually is amazing. He must be having been like, you know, this kid who created this career and all this. Um, but I mean, there is this marriage here, you know. But like I told you, there was a reconciliation card the other day with Selena and Justin. And I feel like they had been like maybe talking or texting kind of on the phone or whatever, or at least dreaming about each other. So let's just see what's going on here. I want to know what cards are going to come out for Justin. What's going on with Justin? All right, so there is this, on one hand, the codependency card, which I believe, if I remember correctly, came up for him and Haley. The worth waiting for card came up on Selena's side, and then the healing family issues came out in the middle of the two, the choices of the two women. I do see the unrequited love card sitting here, so I do kind of feel like, I feel like Haley is on the side of, you know, she may have his body and his physical, but she can't really get his heart. Nothing more than 25 or whatever percent of it. Um, with this sickness or whatever, I do feel like they're getting to know each other, in that they're getting to know how to value their love for each other. That is Justin and Selena. Let me just ask about Justin and Haley. Justin and Haley. God, no card wants to even jump out. Oh my Lord. Separation. Okay, well, she got romantic feelings the other day. Now, by the way, everybody just take a breath, because separation does not mean necessarily breakup. It just means that he could be taking time from her. He could be making up some excuse to go, I have to go to Paris right now, and with everything that's going on, I just need a few moments to myself, and kind of go off like that. What's with this separation? Again, this oh, all right, there's the Eight of Air there, but hold on one second. He feels trapped with the Eight of Air. There's this feeling of feeling trapped, and then she's got like, I don't know how many brothers and sisters she has or whatever, but she comes in strong kind of with this extra family card, and that he's kind of been included in it. I also get the feeling that there's the Six of Water wanting to kind of come out. Hold up. Oh my God. I feel like either Justin is actually going to end up leaving. How he leaves, though, would be that, he's emotionally kind of breaking down and needs to breathe. It's not like, oh my God, I don't like you, I don't want to deal with you. Nothing like that. But it'll be seen internally as just, him being really distraught and him really needing to have a moment to himself. But what I see here is like a reawakening, a realizing this second chance. I need to check out this girl's health, because I don't know why this card kind of also just makes me kind of weird. How is Selena's health right now? Remember, you guys, this is just entertainment purposes. In my opinion, with these cards, since they've come out, a lot of her health obviously is affected on being deeply heartbroken. This is total heartbreak, deep heartbreak. There's so much disappointment. I feel like she feels that he's so valuable to her, Selena, and I feel like she feels like, I can't believe that he went with this other girl. I mean, she is just not even like on his level. Let me put it like that. That's how I look at it. She feels he's kind of entertaining someone of a lower caliber. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to her, but that's what's based on the cards. Whatever. So let me see, what is this card here? I just want to make sure that her health is okay. I do feel like they are going to reconcile. There's like this Ten of Earth again here, which to me seems like it's been representing Haley or whatever, but I feel like she's watching that and expecting that. Yeah, I feel like Selena has obviously the upper hand over this, because she has a lot more of this man's heart, definitely, and a bigger connection. I mean, to me, like, I never followed him because I'm a little bit older, you guys, but he he just, in the pictures, they look like they connect easier. They look like, he looks much happier. Um, their rapport seems a lot more authentic. I don't know why I get like with him and Haley, it's just like this energy of just being attached at the hip. And somebody else said that actually on one of the rags, one of the video rags on YouTube. And I was like, exactly. I mean, they look like the type who would just lay around in bed all day and, like she wouldn't be any motivation to him. Here he is again. This is the page of Earth. I feel like he's just showing up as that today, but I feel like, isn't he like, he's like a water sign, like a Pisces or something? What's going on over here? Okay. All right. So with Justin, and maybe this whole thing that it's like I'm not ready for marriage. I mean, but he's at the same time he's got this amazing divine connection with Selena, in my opinion, here based on the cards. She's got it, I feel like she's just got his heart. Period. I mean, it could be Haley, it could be somebody else. There's that connection. She is like top. Okay. And let me see what's going on, because they also have time together. They have more than one life together. Okay. It's interesting, like these big time celebrity couples too, because I've read for a few other people also who it's clear they've had past lives together. It's a divine connection. They're in this life meeting. Temptation card. What is that again? I forget. Hold on one second here. Oh. Yeah, this whole thing of the toxicity between the two of them, I feel like will be letting up and kind of going away, like whatever the ego struggle was or whatever it was. I feel like they don't have time for that. Things are put in perspective between Justin and Selena. This really ball and chain relationship that he has with Haley or whatever as well. I feel like that's gonna be transitioning out. Is he gonna end his marriage with Haley? I just feel this thing where he feels trapped, he feels in limbo, and he feels a bit bored. Yo. Also, in addition to this, with this situation with this young lady, I feel like he feels really locked out. I don't feel like he necessarily has stimulation, I feel like, again, like there's this whole thing where if they could just lay around all day, like she would totally entertain that. Like for him, laying around all day is like maybe like a once in a while thing to do, just for him to get through his depression. It's not something where you want the other person encouraging that, and it's like, okay, well, let's just do this, and what are we doing next, and where are we going next, and what are we doing next? Okay. By the way, can you guys hear the music now? I'm just curious. Can you guys hear the music now? Someone let me know. Kindly. Dude, there's like a handful of you guys. Can you guys hear the music? Can somebody just say YES or NO? That would be appreciated. Okay, thank you. All right, look, I see the Two of Water here. I do see a breakup. This is going to be interesting. I don't know how he's going to go about this. It seems like it'll be an emotional distance before, but I feel like, like emotionally distancing himself. I think there's going to be some kind of excuse to go away. I feel like he's already looking at the front door with this girl. I feel like this sickness thing has offered something to him where he's like, I just feel trapped. Even if I were in a relationship with this girl, I just feel there's no stimulation, or, like she doesn't seem to have much of a life, even though she has that modeling career or whatever. I don't know. The energy is just really stagnant. He feels a level of stagnancy there, and bored and locked out from real life stuff, locked out from the love that he knows with the true person that he really wants to be with. So let me see something really quickly because I want to make sure we drill down on this properly. How does Justin? I feel like, okay, look, really quickly. I do feel like he wants to end this, but I think it's going to continue on with Haley for a little while because he doesn't want negative attention. All right. And he's got to figure out how to do this. There's a lot of confusion there, but I do feel in secret he's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Wow. I'm so surprised, but yo, I'm just reading the cards. By the way, he could change his mind and decide to stay with this woman. So, guys, I want you not to get your emotions invested in this. I know how much you guys love Bieber. So I'm just telling you, he is confused right now. So what we're reading is his energies of confusion. The thinking, I'm trapped, I'm bored. What about, Selena? What about this? What about that? So there's a number of things in his energy field, and he has not made a full-on decision yet. Right now, it looks like, based on what's going on in his energy field or in the general energies, he would love to distance himself from her. He already has distanced himself a bit emotionally. And that's kind of clear when he went to church without her today, in my opinion, you know, because she could be there for him to support him through that situation, even though it seems awkward. He could be like, look, I'm just mourning or whatever, but I do want you to be there to support me. I'm really trying to move into focus on us, but I do need to close this chapter. I know that he's like young. He may not even be able to verbalize all that stuff, but still he could have, would have been like, yeah, well, why don't you just come with me to church? Because apparently they go to church all the time. All right, there's this 10 of Earth again. It's very interesting. I just feel like that represents her and the family, but I'm going to ask because it keeps coming up. Hold on. So we have Moon the Hermit. Yeah, I just feel like he's definitely isolated for sure. I don't think he's communicating much with her. I don't think she's able to peg him and see, but I definitely know that Haley fucking knows. She knows that Selena really has always had this man's heart, and that's why she's always in Page of Air mode, Page of Swords mode, because she's got to be in defense mode to keep him, and she does that spying and checking type of deal, and all right, I do feel like Justin will be like definitely praying for Selena. Okay. He just wants some freaking quiet. As he is, this may be 1, 2, 3. He's got major arcana cards here. All right. And what was this? These are major arcana too. So they're like 5 under the same subject. So listen, you guys, this is basically universal higher forces also being a part of his life process to actually bring him to more clarity within himself, what he wants, what he needs, and bringing him to the point where, in knowing what he wants and what he needs, bringing him to a point where he's a little bit more aware of who he is himself. Okay. So this is awful, but it's kind of good because right now he's spending a lot of time really with self-inquiry. I don't feel like he's really answering his phone, answering text messages. I feel like he's if he's been with Haley, he's just like, I'm going to sleep. I don't feel like he's really, and she's just like, to me, she's like at his feet. And that's fucking boring. She's just like, I'll be here. I'm here. I'm here. Okay. You know, I don't feel like she has enough of her own life, even though she's this model or whatever, or even if she weren't a freaking model, I still feel like she doesn't have enough of a life. Um, so in any case, I do believe he's really reevaluating, and I do believe he's seriously and like deeply praying. So let's just hold space for Haley as well, because I do think that she held a certain level of space with him. And I suspect that she was the one, because I believe she comes from a bit of a religious family. um, I suspect that she probably was the one who said, maybe let's go to church together. So just be thankful that she was the one who may have introduced him to going to church, and that's provided him with some direction. Okay. So you guys don't hate on her and leave her any nasty messages, because that's a little bit too much. All right. And it does not help the situation energetically. What you guys need to be doing is you need to be sending a lot of light to Selena, and a lot of light to Justin and Selena, and clarity for both of them. That's what you need to be doing. All right, so Selena is sick, but I feel like, she keeps coming up as this empress. So I feel like, you know, um, there's a level of independence that she is dealing with as well. I don't think she's going to let anybody tell her about her relationships and stuff like that. But I do think that there's an emperor and the empress in here. I do think that these two are energetically leveling themselves up. Um, I really want to think that this is him developing from the hermit into the emperor, and that's super freaking powerful, because he's super young. Emperor is usually like an older man. Not always, but someone powerful and someone who's seriously self-assured, which we know, like, he has an identity thing going on that he's still looking for. She doesn't have that as much, though, anywhere near as much as him. But anyway, okay, so I feel like these two are leveling up. I don't know what the heck this 10 of Earth card is. And this is just Haley like waiting around. And I feel like this card has been used just not as a real meaning, but just kind of as symbolism to represent her. I feel like she kind of doesn't have to do too much. Again, what comes over this card is the 10 of Fire and the 8 of Water. I just feel like he's waiting to have a certain level of communication and leave. Somebody is walking away. And I don't see that with Selena. Somebody is looking to let down a burden and walk away. We're trying to figure out how to walk away. All right, let's see what else is going on here. Finally, let me just wrap this up. And guys, if you find yourself having watched this video and you're enjoying it, or you feel that you're getting some useful information, please do hit the like button, because it does help my algorithms on YouTube. And it doesn't cost a thing for you. So please do kindly hit the like button. That will be greatly appreciated. Passion retreat. Unrequited love and getting to know each other. Okay, I'm asking you guys if you could kindly hit the like button, please. That means you sitting there going, somebody else is going to hit the like button. If you've been watching this video for more than 5 or 6 minutes, that would be greatly appreciated. It does help my algorithms. Thank you. Sounds funny. My algorithms. Sounds like female problems. Passion, retreat, chemistry, wedding, unrequited love. There you go. Wedding and unrequited love. Wow. I feel like he is going to try to figure out some way how to go away. The cards are just kind of repeating themselves. I feel like he's remembering the days of passion. He's remembering where his heart truly is. So in other words, he's actually connecting with his heart, because basically his heart stayed with her. Make sense? Um, the chemistry. I feel like these two are communicating or they dream about each other. They may even have just a little bit of telepathy. I'm pretty self assured about it. And they're really getting to see with this getting to know each other card that they really care tremendously about each other and they've allowed entirely too many pieces to get in between their love. All right. So, wedding and unrequited love, what does that mean to you? What I really think is that this marriage might be annulled. You know, the best thing if Bieber is kind of like miraculously watching this video, Bieber, what you do is you get a trusted lawyer. Don't get anybody involved or anything because I think you have too many like yes people. I feel like you don't have any real support around you because people should be helping you much more. People should be, trying to say, like, look, you know what, Bieber, why don't you go away into the mountains of Canada or something like that and just take a breather? Let's get you in a meditation class, or something. Let's get you in jujitsu, but let's get you somewhere where you don't have to deal with people, treating you like piece of meat, which basically was a lot of his issue. He never felt like valued, I think, or really truly acknowledged for himself other than the image. I just feel like with more guidance, somebody would have had him going away, kind of like Ricky Martin did when he went away to Nepal and meditated or whatever for like 2 years. I'm not saying for Bieber to go away for 2 years, but, you know, let's see what's going on here. Freedom always follows truth. Do you believe this? Freedom always follows truth. That's Bieber's truth bomb. So Bieber, I'm sorry. If you are miraculously watching this video, um, you get a lawyer and you get a religious counselor who's going to really acknowledge the fact that this wedding needs to be annulled. Basically, because I feel like neither you nor Selena are going to be able to be. You need a lot of you need scores of emotional fortitude to be able to get through a breakup, a true breakup and separation, the both of you from each other, and you don't have it when you have love that connection that's that real and that's been around for a really long time past this lifetime. It's just not easy to like go and dive into another person, let alone, I'm sorry, this Haley person, and she seems kind of idle, and there's just like this syrupy lack of motivation kind of thing, so I think yeah, freedom always follows truth. So really getting someone in your corner who can sit down and talk to this young lady because she's going to need a support system, and maybe it'll be very nice for you to set up an emotional support system for her, but allow somebody really trusted, somebody vetted very well to be able to handle this and sit you down and say, this is not a path that you deserve to be on, because it's not a path of 100% truth. And I apologize that I think on our part that may have moved too fast in this, because my emotions have not been fully realized and I kind of realizing them now, and I'm still needing more time to realize it. And I don't want to do that on your timeline. I don't think it's fair to you and to your emotions and to your family to do that on your timeline. And so from there, really having like someone who can mediate this, because I get the feeling that her father would be like really pressuring him to stay. And I think that's why he feels this level of entrapment. Let me see what Stephen Baldwin would be
There is this level of worry. I don't know from whom, but I just feel like, Justin is sleepless. I'm not getting anything really on Selena other than this powerful woman. I feel like Justin is recognizing, like, look, this is a connection. This is more than a soulmate connection. This is a divine partnership that just I don't think I have the emotional fortitude to deny. All right. This is the divine partnership with the Hierophant. This also could represent a marriage and then forced institution and stuff like that. Yeah, I feel like there's some investment in this. And, the only way to get out of this, Bieber, again, if you're miraculously watching, is that you need somebody who, first of all, understands. You need somebody within the religion, I think it's Christian or Catholic, who is going to understand that this is not a marriage that should continue on because first of all you're not even clear about your feelings, but you know where your heart is. You know your heart is not in your chest. You know your heart is over there with Selena. Okay. You're not sure exactly where it will go with Selena. I think it's going to go to a good place, but I think there's some karmic stuff you guys still have to work out. And it usually does happen that these kind of divine partnerships have a lot of drama and a lot of separation. So you have to be ready for that as well. And what that entails is breaking down the barriers within yourself and getting very fucking ruthless about working on the holes and the things that drive you to maybe drink or act out or whatever, like the pain under that, and really working on it to release it. And I do believe that the two of you could really do that. But again, here, freedom always follows truth. And I think the truth is here based on what is exuded in these cards, which are for entertainment purposes. But that again, your heart is with Selena. Okay. She has some things as well that she needs to get through. Obviously, some health issues. I personally believe, Selena, if you happen to be miraculously watching this video, I think you should look into oxygen therapy, hydrogen peroxide therapy, because it's believed a lot of times that the source of lupus is actually due to parasites, okay, that have really deeply gotten in to your body and the body, it's not medical doctor stuff, but it's, well, actually Dr. Hulda Clark of Germany, who has since passed, believes that the autoimmune diseases are based on that. So having said all that, oxygen kills parasites, bacteria, all that stuff. Also, I think for lupus is regulating the gut system as well. A lot of times, I think some of these autoimmune diseases come on after a long period of having taken antibiotics. Antibiotics kill everything in your stomach lining, which then allows yeast to overpopulate because then you don't have healthy bacteria. Guys, bear with me just in case, like, seriously, in case Bieber or one of their people end up watching this, it's important for her to have this information so that maybe this could be of interest and use to her. So, when you have yeast and everything overpopulating and then punching holes into the gastric intestinal center, then you have all these leakages, and then the body is busy fighting all the time. White blood cells, all of that stuff is going on all the time. And then sometimes, there obviously there are hormone deficiencies, thyroid gets attacked, liver's overworking, and the liver, I think some people believe rules like the thyroid. The thyroid also rules certain level of hormones. I am not a doctor, but I'm just telling you. So therefore, things get off center, and then there's like this lupus thing. And lupus is really, like, difficult, but I do believe at the end of the day, I believe that most disease, especially a lot of autoimmune, based on things I've seen online. I am not a doctor, but just so you know, a lot of it at its core may be due to parasites in the blood and that have gotten in the tissue. And oxygen therapy is one of the things that really kick ass on killing it. All right, so definitely feel free to look that up. You definitely have to work with a good homeopathic, I think, therapist, like a really good one, because as you begin to take oxygen therapy and you are killing certain things in your body, of course, they're dying and they're in your blood. And so your body has to clean that up, the kidneys, the liver. So those things become overworked. So you need to actually have somebody regulating all of that stuff. And you need to take stuff to clean the blood and all this. And it's not as complicated as it sounds, but I just want to throw all that out there just so you know. All right. So guys, all right. Thank you for that. A lot of you, only one of you left the chat room through all that dissertation. This is hilarious. Um, let's just go back on to this really quickly. Let me see how the father is going to respond. Okay, look, this two of water is coming out. It's a relationship. And I just think it's just talking about the love between the two of these people. It's going to be interesting. I'll try to do maybe after a couple of days just to see how consistent Justin's energy is. Um, what he's going to do. So like I said, he doesn't know fully, so the cards are reading energies that may not be consistent energies that he maybe feel this way now. All right, I'm going to leave. I'm going to move away from this girl. And then maybe in a couple of days, he'll be like, I can't do anything with Selena. I'm going to stay back. Or maybe she might tell him something like that, but I don't really see that. But right now, I just see them both being in the process of really realizing how valuable they are and how they've allowed certain distractions to get in the way. Again, I do feel like he's really praying over this situation. So now, instead of being upset with Haley, you guys need to pray for Bieber. Put light around him that he gets the true clarity and he gets the true clarity that he needs. As a matter of fact, maybe let's pray together. Or for some of you who don't pray, don't leave the room. Just don't take it as a prayer. Just take it as a good wish, because I know you guys really care about him. The reason why I did this, and I'm about to get off, my God, because I have to go to an appointment early in the morning. Well, it's because the people who responded to me sounded so frantic about this situation. Um, so let's just open up really quickly. I just invite you guys to really take a deep breath in so that you can move out your own drama and become very focused on this Bieber and Selena situation, and put Haley in there as well. So we have the highest and best outcome for everyone involved. The highest and best. Okay. So what we want to do is, I think, is speak to the highest level of source of the divine highest order of light, divine highest order of love, and whomever your highest source of divinity is. In the greatest good, we want Justin to be able to have solace, to be able to have clarity, to be able to feel supported, to be able to feel healed where he feels broken and where he doesn't know he's broken, even. We do want to heal and enrich communication between all three parties and the family of these parties. And that we also want the world and the fans to be very supportive and to have grace in this situation, because the anger toward even one party in this situation is detrimental to all three. So we definitely want that, and we pray for unity, and we pray for a gentle endings wherever they need to end, gentle transitions wherever they need to, and gentle, beautiful beginnings, and the removal of all distractions and interruptions, and that true love is really realized and it's accepted, and that the path is a graceful and kind path. Okay. All right, so let's take another deep breath in because now I want you guys to just like ground that energy, like just take that intention and we're going to actually send send a connection right down to the center of the earth. If you know, the center of the earth is like a bright beam of light like this, let's say, right here. It's the crystalline core of the earth. The earth is very nurturing. The earth is nothing but creation. The earth is, like another form of God. Um, and we're all coming from the earth, so it's great. So with this, we want to ground this and ask that so it be done, and that everyone's free will is involved in it, and that it may be assisted in the highest divine order of light as well. And then we'll close that out for Justin and the other two in this situation. Okay, so now we're going to open up one for Selena. And now we're just going to ask that Selena be healed on the deepest levels, emotionally, physically, metaphysically. Everything at its core, disease starts with emotion, it starts with energy at its core. And as she may receive the highest amount of divine healing light that she needs, and as she may be willing to, within her free will, to take this kind of healing that'll be offered, and then she'll have time to rest, and that her family and all of the community, the global community, all of her fans, all of Justin's fans, and all of Haley's fans will support her. Okay. And that she'll be able to realize whatever she needs to realize in order to solidify her union with Justin, as it seems like they do really want to on some level, and that all of the distractions will move out of the way, as it seems they are slowly but surely. But if these two really want to be together, that the path is done gently and in grace and with the gentle reception from the global population and gentle reception from Haley. And we'll also send Haley off with blessings, and also that Haley be recognized. She may not have shown up in the way that some of us like or do not like, but that, hey, while they were together, she did go with him to church. And she did bring him to a place where it seems that he's now using that as a large centering tool, which I don't think that he was going to church before. So I do think that was her influence. I do think that she served as a bit of his oxygen. And for her to do that and be able to support a person who was not able to find so much support in the world, people should be very thankful to her indirectly, because so many people love this individual, and this individual has been in turmoil for many, many years. And so she did help out with that. So let's hold gratitude and light for her for helping to maintain and even taking a tough road for this person, because her keeping his longevity here on the earth makes a lot of people happy. Okay, so let's encourage people on your social media as well to kind of look at things in that light, so they're not sending Haley like death threats, like I've heard, because I really don't think she deserves anything like that. All right, so I'm going to actually close that out with everything held in the highest light for the highest divine order. And let's just take a deep breath and release that with love. All right, and listen, folks, I'm going to go to bed. Um, I'm picking a card here. This is one of the cards that represent kind of like things on a more the higher level, not necessarily on the earth plane, but kind of like your divine purpose spiritually, like high spirituality. The age of light, it says you've been training for this for lifetimes. So I do feel like, Justin and Selena, their partnership does bring out a certain level of self improvement, or, defining what they really want, and that they're working out karma with each other. And that certain karma and things like that can't be worked out directly with each other, sometimes with other people. So we are kind of thankful, let's say, to Haley for kind of filling that space. But I do think that, she's come in and she's kind of done that bridge where she got him into church and stuff like that. And, I think it's time for, again, freedom always follows truth. So for the best of everyone involved, at the least, I think he's going to take time off and away from her, and really continue to explore things with Selena. But I think it's like more of a verbal thing, texting thing, and just kind of taking it from there. I don't really see like this real crazy reunion and marriage and all this stuff. So before I go, let's just see. Let me do a truth bomb for Selena. Oh my God, you guys would not believe this one. Stand for love. This is Selena. Um, and sometimes right under, what I saw, this is actually for Haley, but I'm going to pull another one for Haley. No to resentment, yes to inspiration. She needs to be inspired about something, like authentically. This other one for Haley says feel free. Okay, so there's a level of freedom there as well. I mean, I think she's about to experience her freedom back to a certain extent. I don't really see immediate like divorce or anything on the line, but I think if Bieber is watching this, it's the best thing for her. You don't want to waste 10 years of somebody else's life, um, just trying to medicate from the person that you really should be fighting all your fears for to be with, fighting all your internal distractions and, let's say, demons and stuff like that for to be with. Okay. So there's here this to me again, this sort of like twin flame-ish. I don't think they're twin flames, but I think they're like divine soul partnership and a Ace of Fire. I think they're gonna make a choice to really speak and have a new start. I don't know what's going on with her health. It just really doesn't explain it, but it seems like things are going to kind of stabilize for her and be okay. But again, I don't want anybody freaking out because anything could happen. I'm not a doctor, and the cards are not, we don't do that kind of thing. But it looks like the way they keep representing her as this really strong woman, that it looks like she's going to go forward and be okay, for the most part. But again, don't get your emotions involved in that, and don't take that for 100% solid word. All right. There are a couple of blockages that they have that they're still going to need to do internally and spiritually. I feel like somebody's kind of lost hope. I feel like it's Selena. There's probably a little bit of anger toward God, as well, with this sickness. I really don't want to speak for her, but that's what the cards are indicating. All right, and then last words. Let's see how Justin views Haley. How does Justin view Haley? I'm just gonna pick. How does Justin view Haley? Oh my God. All right. And again, that Two of Water card comes out. That's another relationship. At one point, he was taking this relationship seriously, and now it's like just not as important. The Five of Air is pretty awful. Really is. It's like loss, defeat, wasted time, if you ask me. A decision that you might want to take back to a certain extent. Let's say yet. And I just feel like he's looking for a way to kind of leave. And I think he feels very chained in this relationship. All right, I'm just getting the same stuff over and over again. But how does Justin view Selena? You guys are awesome. Like, if you guys are enjoying this and you've been watching for a while, please do me the honor of hitting the like button. That would be really awesome. Thank you. All of you who are watching, every single one of you, just take your finger and hit it. That would be really great. If you just got in the chat room and you just got in here and you don't even know what this video is really about, I don't understand. But if you've been sitting here for 5 to 10 minutes watching this video, again, please hit the like button. It would be greatly appreciated. And it'd be greatly appreciated if you're not like kind of just watching and expecting somebody else to do it. Okay. All right, let's all look at the like button. It's like still sitting there. Can somebody please hit the like button? A few of you. And if you don't want to hit the like button, then just leave the chat room. Just leave the video. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna leave it at that. That's what I'm gonna do. All right, because I am through. And you guys, bye-bye.